We choose to go to the moon. We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things. Not because they are easy, but because they are hard. Because that goal will serve to organize and measure to the best of our energies and skills. Because that challenge is one that we are willing to accept, one we are unwilling to postpone, and one we intend to win. Let's go. Yeah, build a moon lander. Okay, let's see. We got this nice new pod. To bring him home in. Oops, it's not really gonna work doing that. Oh. Some panels of the solar variety. And it's coming back from the moon, it might be a good idea to have an extra heat shield. Alright, that's just the return piece. It's a little weird, isn't it? Does the base game part do the same thing? Sort of. Okay, that's fine. We'll just use the base game one. It's lighter anyway. Okay, so now we need the landing body. Oh yeah, we actually need the... do we need the food to return? Or once we get to... I think once we get to the moon we could... Well, this is the part that's just going to land. But we need more to bring back to get us home. Never sure, like, exactly how much fuel I want in this return stage. That's not enough. That much, maybe. That our most efficient engine. For that size, at least. Just want to see if this will get rid of that weird effect. No, okay, it's just part of it. Okay. Science. Life support. I haven't had to take life support on any of our missions yet, but it should be more than enough. This stage is one we're going to leave there. Just have to decide how I want to do it. Because it makes it easier to land if we make it wider, then it's also going to be heavier and more awkward to control in the atmosphere if I make it wider. I could use like this as a descent stage. Already so tall. I always overthink my lunar lander, but it's a tricky thing. We only have the micro landing strut still. Really expensive. Those may be a better choice for this stage, just so the rocket's not as gigantic. They're still huge, but luckily I can rescale them actually, and it's like people. I've been like not playing the game for like hours now. I get into the game and they freaking message me. They do. Maybe if we rotate them a bit. Will help. We'll still land on the engine though. They're like barely attached at all now, but hopefully that can do it. That's not too bad. I don't know how they EVA out of this Gemini pod though. I'll probably have to put just a Gemini pod on the launch pad and see like what happens when they EVA. Like that looks like the hatch right there, but there's no ladder. No visual ladder. There might be one that's there that I can't see right now. That's good. But there is a lot more weight I have to take with me here, which is kind of gonna mess things up. No. Okay, let's... I don't think we need that much life support, not for the moon. Put the life support on this stage while I'll grab the smaller ones. Because there's these tiny... Oh, we don't need just food, we want all supplies. Okay. Because I need to put down the service bay. So I can get something in my throat. Stick our science all up in there. Science parts. That's basically all we got for science. Kinda sucks, but it's okay. antennas. I want to transmit it, but if you're going to transmit it, that means you're not really planning on coming home, which is not a good mindset to have. Yeah, that seems pretty good. Do I have the structural? Yes, I do have structural. That won't really help us, and it's gonna make it too tall. We're just gonna have a weird spot here. Might use this heavier decoupler just so it's, maybe that'll make it a little bit more strong. Now we need a lunar injection stage. Yeah, no, I think this middle state, this thing here is too big, I think. Could be too small, but we'll see. A little bit more reasonable. This has more thrust, right? 90, 60. Not a whole lot more, but we don't have fuel lines, do we? It still just feels too big. If I could get it home on less fuel. Like, I'm thinking of getting rid of this, but just don't know if I could get it back on that one piece. I think it might be good, actually, before we do our actual landing try. Normally I just go straight for the moon landing, but we might want to do an Apollo 8. I think it was 8. And just do everything but land. Just to see like how our fuel goes and stuff. I'm gonna use these beefier decouplers for now on, just because it could help us out. Almost wonder if I should branch it out into a tri-coupler right now, because yeah, I think that'll actually be a good idea. These are like pretty good for when you don't have fuel lines unlocked yet. Tri-coupler symmetry is actually pretty good. Wildcats, it might not be enough. be honest with you, I have no idea if this is gonna be like the worst rocket ever or the best rifle or the best rocket ever. It's kind of hard to tell. Looks kind of cool. Like these boosters are totally like overkill, but at least they're visually overkill. I don't like building rockets that are this big. However, without fuel lines, it's a little bit hard to build something that's going to be visually appealing. Oh no, this just seems crazy. This feels like a rocket that could go to Duna. I think this might be like way overkill, but I don't know, man. I'd have a better understanding if I had a fuel running rocket and I could asparagus stage, like I know how much I'd need to get it done, but this is like I don't really know what it's gonna take. Plus I have this new command pod, which is like its own new set of weight that I don't understand. Auto propellant, that'll help. I really should have just learned the numbers, like how much delta V and stuff you need to get back. Is that everything? Oh, no, there's some more stages that need. They're boys. Parachutes. Alright. We'll call this minus K1. Jeff and Bob going. Sorry, Bill. Engineering is just not really useful until you go to Duna. We're not going to launch this right away and have that saved. We're just going to put man pod and maybe just like a inner stage under it, just so it's a little bit high up. I'm gonna launch this. I just want to see where they EVA from. You need to stick a ladder on this thing. Both of them are here. This thing actually separates. That's interesting. Okay. There is an invisible ladder here. That is the door. It's kind of in a weird spot. It's not on a. It's not on an adjacent directional. It's on a. Really? Oh, we have surface samples now, right? I was gonna say, how we get so much science is from... Ooh, to be honest with you, maybe time to drive a plane around all these things and get all the surface samples. I think we're going to want to do that before we go. That'll probably be enough to get one more tech, which will help us get this mission done. Definitely, I should probably try to grab more science technology to take with us there. Oops, because that'll pay out in dividends. I think this ladder is a physics-less part. I think you can... Be careful though, you can accidentally cover up the porthole. I might be able to do this. I guess I'll have to EVA them to find out. Yeah, I think these are physics-less parts, these ladders. Which is important because it's pretty much always going to be not balanced properly. Hopefully he can. Yeah, it has that certain weight value that physicless parts tend to have. Put one on the service bay. Should be good enough. I should be able to fly up onto this part. Save that. But leave. And we'll do a boring drive up around the Space Center with Bob. Get the surface samples. All the fuel out of here, doesn't need much. Billy Bob Thornton, gotta come with us. BA yourself, son. Gotta be careful. This is always... This is more dangerous than it looks. Just like flight, it's like rolling this thing around, there's always a chance it's just gonna blow up. Could build something that's like a little bit more rovery. Even like a rovery thing is gonna have the same kind of issues. Like an impact tolerance kind of problem. There's science to grab here. We use time warp to go faster instead of using more acceleration. It's a little bit more sense. Although it is like being way bumpier than it needs to be on time warp. Bad habits, heartburn. That or having a heart attack. Hard telling, hard telling. Please. Brake hard right. We're also getting mystery goo and stuff because I don't think the science for those was maxed out yet. There'll be a little bit of extra science to have anyway, beyond just the breaks. This looks like glowing hills over there. It doesn't really look like a city. Freak. I'll grab the mission control center. Baseplane hangar, science, there, runway, launch pad. This might actually be like a lot of science. Kind of silly that the game lets you do this, but I don't know. Guess it gives you practice in driving rovers is maybe their logic in letting you do this for so much science. Actually, that Gemini capsule is going to be extra awesome for these missions because Bob's going to be able to rerun our Science Junior over and over the entire trip. A hell of a lot of science, at least for the first couple runs. After that, there won't be as much benefit because he'll only be able to grab one from wherever we land. Unless we choose to hop around, but that's always pretty dangerous. Usually never have enough fuel to hop around. Hard left here. So that might be a little bit. One more spot. And there's also like the grasslands and shore I could go to that aren't too far away, but not worth doing, I don't think. Do it off camera at some point. Or eventually I'll probably land on them just by happenstance. Maybe not the shores, but definitely the grassland we'll land on at some point and get the surface in. Bob's also leveled up, so the sign should be there for more than normal. Alright, so see how much it was. I'm curious. 119 just by driving around the freaking. So stupid, but oh well. Helps us out quite a bit. I think we've got to go with science, right? That's what this one is. I swore I saw science that we could unlock down here. Where is it? Literally just further down. Get the better landing legs, probably be a pretty good idea. I could unlock fuel systems now. Ooh. I kind of wanted to see if this rocket will work. I think we will skip fuel systems and see if this ridiculous rocket I built works. But for now, I hope you all enjoyed and have a good day.